Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today is another story time. So before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give your girl a thumbs up, and comment down below. If you can hear that noise in the background, it is the rain. Southern California is just wanted to prove that we do get some rain because it's been a mess. But yeah, I don't know what the title is, so I can't say based off the title, but this is a part 2 to the last story time I did about oh boy that lies too motherfucking much. So also don't forget to follow me on all my social medias, Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok and Twitter at LifeWithSymone. This is gonna irritate me, but anyway, yeah, I don't know, I need to mess with my settings because for some reason I got like this purple hue color, like it's just not I don't know what's going on. But anyway, let's get into it. So y'all, last time when I was telling the story, I told y'all that I left off where I sent his baby mama a friend request, right, on Instagram. So it didn't even take, you know how some people let your stuff sit for days or whatever like that. My page was open, so I guess that's probably why she accepted it fast, because she was able to see who I was or whatever. But she accepted it like when I woke up that next day, I was approved. Like I seen her on my timeline posting the baby. Yeah, so the daughter, she looked like she had to be around, well no, let me not say she looked like she had to be around, because this is how I knew her age. But the daughter, she was like 2 years old. Let me say, like, she was 2 years old. She was 2. And I was going through the pictures. I'm looking through the page or whatever like that. So I'm looking, I'm like, oh, okay, his daughter does look like him or whatever. What I was looking for, I do not know. Because like I said, well, at that point, I didn't know that I wasn't going to, like, deal with him like that. Because, like, it was still kind of early on. I knew he was a liar. But I'm like, okay, well, let's see where it goes. But like I said, it did eventually get to where it was like, he was just somebody I'll call when it's, like, trying to kill time. Where it's, like, nothing else to do, like, you know, be like, all right, I'm gonna kick with you. But yeah, at this point, I don't know, I just want to see, like, I don't want no drama, so let me see. You know what, back then I loved drama, let me stop lying. So I probably did want drama, but I just was like, let me see what's going on, let me see, do he really mess with his baby mama? He said she was crazy, let me just look. So I'm looking, I do not see him on her page. I go all the way down, y'all, because at this point I'm just starting to look like I just got in, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm going all the way down. I ended up seeing one picture and he was in the picture. It was him, her, and his mom, and that's when she was pregnant. It was at the baby shower, and she was like, giving you your first grandchild. So I was like, okay, this is the only picture, you know, that's nothing, you know, just memories, whatever. So I see that picture, whatever. I went out about my day. That was it. That was all. So anyway, like, she's liking pictures of mine when I post pictures or whatever, because, like, of course, days go by. I used to post every day on Instagram. I used to post every day, like, because they didn't have stories at that time. So I would post me doing whatever I was doing and probably just delete it or whatever. But yeah, so she would like my pictures. So, you know, if she posts, I like her pictures, whatever. It was no big deal or whatever. So anyway, me and him, so we still casually talking back and forth or whatever, texting and stuff like that. I put up on him after that situation, like after I seen him that day. I probably put up on him like once or twice, I really don't remember. But it was another day, it was probably like a few weeks went by or whatever after when I last seen him, when I talked about when I last seen him. So anyway, he ended up telling me, because remember I told y'all he did music, so he ended up telling me, like, I want you to come to the studio one day, like, I want you to see, like, me in the studio. And y'all, I used to, if people be going down on Instagram and they be like, you used to rap, y'all, I used to in my head want to have this rap career, but I never pursued it. Every time I have stories about it, because I just would, it's a lot, but I had this imaginary rap career in my head or whatever, right? So I used to tell people I rap or whatever, and I used to post videos on Instagram of me like freestyling and stuff. So he was like, yeah, I see you do music or whatever. It's so funny because on my birthday when I had went to the club or whatever, I seen this boy, he was like, you still do music, like you still rap? Y'all. But anyway, so I'm like, yeah, I do music or whatever. So he was like, yeah, you gotta come to the studio, you might get on one of my songs or whatever, we'll see or whatever. So I'm like, all right, just let me know when you're going. So he like, I'm gonna go to the studio tomorrow. He's like, because I have a show. I think I mentioned it in the last video that he told me he had a show coming up, he wanted me to go. So he like, yeah, I got a show coming up, but he's like, I want to finish this song because I want to drop it the day of my show and perform it that day too, like with my other music. So I was like, okay. So he like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the studio. So mind you, let's say his show was like Friday or Saturday, I don't remember which day it was, but it was like probably Tuesday or Monday at this point. So it's that same week that his show is on, whatever. So he like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the studio tomorrow when I get off work, you could come through if you ain't doing nothing. So I'm like, all right, cool, you let me know in advance, I'm gonna be there. So y'all, he told me that, and then the next day he hit me up to like confirm or whatever. It's like during the daytime. He like, yeah, I get off of work, because I asked him like, what time you get off? He like, I get off of work at 8 o'clock, and after I get off I'm gonna go to the studio. So he's like, all right, you want me to pick you up or you gonna pull up? So I'm like, it really don't matter, because mind y'all, like I said, we live not that far from each other. So I'm like, it really don't matter if you want me to roll with you or whatever. He was like, you low-key could ride with me so you could listen to these beats, you know, and I could like kind of go over this song. I want to have somebody hear it first before I just, you know, spit it to the engineer. Like, I want somebody to hear it. He was like, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you could hop on the song. So I'm like, all right with you or whatever. So he like, yeah, I'm gonna come pick you up there because you gotta hop in the Hellcat. Like, you gotta hop in, skirt, you gotta hop in that thing. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's what type of car he got. So he like, yeah, you gotta hop in, whatever. So I want to play the song for you, da-da-da. Play the instrumental beat, whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, okay, you get off at 8, right? Mind you, even though it's right there in the message thread, he's like, yeah, 8 o'clock. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, cool. Around 6, I'm gonna start getting ready. Even though I'm not doing the most, y'all know how it is when you're getting ready. You start laying down watching TV, you start looking through your phone, you start listening to music, you start singing, you start doing everything besides getting ready. You probably making little videos, everything besides getting ready. So I'm like, let me give myself some time. He get off at 8. I know he gonna want to go home or whatever and do whatever he gotta do. So by then, I'm gonna be completely ready. So y'all, at this point it's like 7:30, right? 7:30, he hits me up and I'm just like, oh shit, like, okay, let me speed up the process. So I go to look at the message and he's like, what you doing? So I'm like, nothing, just getting dressed. You? So he's like, oh, okay, you still coming through the studio tonight? So I'm like, yeah, I'm still be there. Mind you, we literally just had this conversation probably like a few hours ago. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm still coming through. Like, I still want to hear the song, all that. So he like, all right, well, when you done getting ready, let me know. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna be done in a little bit. He's like, cool, I'll give you the address and you can pull up to the studio. So I'm like, wait, you want me to meet you there now? So he was like, yeah, I'm already here. Mind y'all, he told me he got off at 8 o'clock. It is 7:30. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, all right, I thought you got off at 8. I thought you was gonna go after it. So he like, nah, I'm already here. So just let me know when you ready and I'll send you the Addy and then you could call me because it's kind of hard to get here. So I'll just let you know how to get here when you get here, which wasn't making no sense because I could put the address in the GPS. Like, how I'm not gonna know how to get there if the GPS is gonna tell me how to get there. But I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna let you know. So at this time, I was finna get ready. I'm like, I was finna leave, y'all. I was about to leave. I was already, like, damn near finished. Just had to put my clothes on. And I was about to leave. Right when I'm leaving out the door, my grandpa was like, Mo. I'm like, yeah. He like, I'm about to go get something from Pizza Hut. You want something? So I'm like, oh, yeah, I want something from Pizza Hut. So now I done put in a Pizza Hut. Like, ooh, I want to, you get pepperoni on the pizza. Ooh, can we get some wings, too? So now me, my grandma, my grandpa, we just over here trying to see what we finna get from Pizza Hut. Like, we trying to decide if we getting cinnamon rolls. I mean, the cinnamon sticks or whatever, cheese bread. Like, we just deciding all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, it's going to have to wait till after the pizza because now I want to eat pizza. So my grandpa was like, you go pick the pizza up because y'all, like I said, I don't know, I mentioned it a little bit, the pizza lady. So we had to go to a different Pizza Hut than the one that would deliver to us because I had an issue with the lady who worked at Pizza Hut. So they wasn't going to deliver from that one no more to us. So we had to go to the one on, like, I'm about to give too much information. We had to go to a different one. That's just what we had to do. So anyway, I end up going to go get the pizza and all that. He's hitting me up like at this time, y'all, it's probably like 8:30, like an hour done went by. He hitting me up like, you still coming? And I'm like, oh, my bad, I had to go drop my sister off to get her clothes out of the Christmas tree on the fireplace. Like, I'm just making up some, whatever I said, it didn't make no sense and it was a lie. And shit, if he could lie, I could lie. So why I can't lie? I don't know why I didn't just tell him I went to go get some pizza for me and my grandparents and we ate. I don't know why I didn't just say that, but I don't know. The first thing that came to my head was to lie. So I really lied. I was like, oh, I had to go drive my sister way downtown to go pick up her fireplace from her ex-boyfriend house to give her baby daddy a TV on Christmas Day. I know it's July, but today is the Christmas parade on St. Street. Like, I was just saying the most stupidest shit. Like, my lie wasn't coming together because, y'all, when he had texted me and asked me where I was at, he ended up calling me. So now I'm trying to come up with a lie on top of my head. And usually I could be good with that. Like when it be like certain stuff on like, oh, where you at or whatever like that. But I don't know. I was just not making no sense like at all. So he just was laughing. He like, all right, well, you still coming or you not coming? So I'm like, I'm about to come right now. Like, I'm about to leave out the door right now. So he like, all right. You want the address or you want to stay on the phone with me so I can give it to you step by step how to get here? So I'm like, aren't you in the studio? Like, why are you gonna stay on the phone with me step by step? So he tell me like, okay, it's in this city or whatever. So I'm like, all right, where do I go? Like, you know, you telling me the city is, and that's just like me telling you, hey, can you come to my house? I live in LA. And he'd be like, okay, where in LA? Well, when you get to LA, just call me. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, that doesn't make sense. So I'm like, can you just give me the address? So he like, oh, okay, they really don't be, it's a private studio, they don't really be wanting the address out like that, so don't give it to nobody. Who the fuck I'm gonna get an address to? Bro, who and why? So I'm like, who would I give the address to? So he like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, don't get an address to nobody. Like, he don't really like his studio out there. Like, that's a private studio, invite only. You know, some exclusive shit for me, exclusive nigga. So, you know, like, he don't really like that type of stuff. So I'm just like, Jason, give me the damn address or I'm not coming. Like, you know, I'm not about to be driving around the city talking about, hey, I'm in the city, I done drove around the whole motherfucker, I don't see you. Like, tell me the address. So he ended up telling me the address. He was like, I'm gonna tell it to you, you know, because I don't think he'll feel comfortable with me texting it to you. Bro, either way, if I'm gonna put it in my GPS, I'm gonna have the address. When I get there, I will have the address. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just not gonna come because you're making it a little bit difficult for me to get there, and I'm not about to waste my time or my gas just driving around looking for this studio. So he was like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to see it no way because it's a private studio. Bro, where? So I just got quiet. It was just really like this. And he like, hello? And for a minute, I don't know, in my head, I was like talking to myself to where I didn't hear him say that first hello. So he was like, hello, Symone, you still there? So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm here. So he like, all right, I'm about to text you the address. And I'm like, okay. So I hang up, and then he ended up texting me the address right away. And he was all like, don't be mad, LOL. So I was just like, all right, like I'm finna pull up. So I ended up putting the address in my phone. I pull up. Mind you, it was in like a gated community. Like I'm pulling up to a house. So I'm like, okay, it's at somebody's house. But you still being weird. You invited me, bro. It's not like I was begging you, like, please bring me to the studio. Please, like, please, I want to be there. Like, no, I didn't ask you. You asked me. So I pull up or whatever. They had to let me in the gate. All this other stuff. So I find somewhere to park. He ended up coming outside. So he like, yeah, when we get in there, he was like, this is a studio. You ever been in a studio before? So I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I have this fake rap career in my head. I've done been in the studio before. I just freeze up in the booth. Like, so I'm just like, I didn't say all that, but I'm just like, yeah, it's not my first time. So he like, all right, but you know, this is a private studio. So it's like, you're going to be like, just, you know. So I'm just like, no, I don't know, because you said a whole bunch of nothing. Like, you literally just said, at this point I'm kind of getting irritated with him. So I'm like kind of like annoyed. So he like, well, yeah, like, it's just, okay, you gonna see, all right, but I'm low-key already done with the song. I just gotta add some ad-libs and a little few more parts. You missed out on everything, but you could hear it though. So I'm like, all right, let's go. So we walk in the house. When I tell you, it was nice. Like, they turned their whole house. It was like a condo or whatever, probably a townhouse. That's what I want to say. It wasn't a condo, it was a townhouse. They turned the whole townhouse into a studio. So you walk in, it's like the living room area. It looked like a waiting area, and it had like the couch or whatever. It was nice. On the wall they had plaques. Don't know if they real plaques or if they just like got those off the internet or eBay or something, but they had plaques for like artists and stuff like that, like the songs they did that went platinum. Again, don't know, but yeah, it was nice. Like, it was really nice up in there. And it was a 2-bedroom, and one room they turned into a whole recording studio, and then the other room they turned to a recording studio. So it was like you have different he had 2 different rooms, and I guess it's him and whoever, because I didn't ask too much questions about this private studio. So yeah, so he was like, all right. So I walk in, I'm like, this nice. He's like, yeah, you see that? You see that one? And he pointed at one, which this is why I said I don't know if the plaques was real or not, because it's like, I understand it could, like, some engineers, they come and they work with people, you know, and they get nice opportunities, but I just don't think Michael Jackson came and recorded his Bad album in here. I just don't believe that he did that, you know. So that's why I'm saying some of them was like, but then again, this person, no, you know what, the boy who was the engineer looked my age, and at this time I was in my like early 20s, probably like 19 years old. When did he do this? When did you go help? When would you producing this Michael's Bad album? Let me go ahead and see when this album came out. Hold on. I just Googled when Michael Jackson put that album out, and it was 87. Ain't no way. So that's why I said, like, I don't know. Unless maybe his dad was a producer and passed it down to him. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But anyway, so he pointed at ones, and he was like, yeah, you see these? Yep. You know, this private studio, like all this other stuff. So he just talking. I'm just like, oh, that's cool or whatever. So we ended up going to the room that he was in to hear his song or whatever, the one he was working in. So the guy, I'm like, hi, like, hello, you know, you speak when you enter someone's home. And I'm like, hi. So he's like, what's up? So he was like, yeah, my boy Jason told me you do music too. Like, I'm looking for a new female artist to put out there. Like, you down? So I'm over here smiling. I'm just like, well, I got a lot to work on. You know, I don't know. I used to just get so scared. Like, so I'm just, he like, oh, okay, all right. So then he's like, Jason, hey, remember that other song we was working on? And he was like, yeah. He was like, didn't you want a female voice in the beginning for the voicemail? At this point, my heart is beating like this. He was like, did you want a female voice for the voicemail? So he was like, oh yeah. He was like, she could do it. And he was like, you could do it. You want to talk on my song? You want to be famous? Like, you want to talk on my song or whatever? So I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. He like, why? Cause your other niggas. He used to, man, not even just him, boys period with that, your other niggas. Worry about you. worry about you. Why are you worried about the next man? If worry about your time with me. It's your time, so don't worry about his time, because this your time right now. So he like, oh, why? Because your other niggas. But no, honestly, it wasn't about nobody. I could care less. But it was about that I hated my voice, y'all. Even to this day, when I edit my videos, I be like, oh, my voice. I do not like my voice. Like, I don't. So I'm like, I don't really like my voice like that. So he was like, man, just do it. Like, all you gotta do is just say this. Like, he wanted me to say like some fuck ass shit, like, oh, why you ain't answer the phone, some fuck ass shit. So I'm just like, damn, I don't know. I'm nervous as hell. My hands is sweating and I'm just like heart beating fast. I don't know why. Like, I would get anxiety so bad. I still get anxiety really bad, but it don't be as, like, it do sometimes, but I could control it. Don't be as much. Like, I don't have anxiety attacks as much as I used to. So I'm over here damn near finna have an anxiety attack, y'all. I'm trying to play it off so cool though. So he like, yeah, all you gotta do is say this. Hold on, like, let me write it out real quick so that you can know. Y'all, I'm over here panicking. I don't know why. It's a water on the floor. I don't know whose it is. In my head, I didn't think that, and I just pick up the water and I start drinking it. So then Jason was like, dang, if you wanted some water, you could have just said that. You don't have to drink mine. So I'm like, oh shit, like, my bad. He was like, how you thought that was yours? You didn't come in here with a water. And I'm just like, my bad, but can you give me one? Like, you know, I was just panicking. I don't know why I'm panicking. So I ended up going. So finally he gave me a water, and then he was like, okay, just try to say it, whatever. So I put the headphones on. I'm like, oh, okay, mic check 1 2, mic check. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just like, okay, they like, all right, say this. So I'm like, okay, fuck ass nigga, why you ain't answer the phone? Oh my god, like you know, I just said what he wanted me to say or whatever. Y'all, why the engineer play too damn much? He put auto-tune on it. He put it so much so it sound like this. Fuck ass nigga. Like, it sounded so bad. It's like, why you ain't answer? Like, he slowed it and put auto-tune, and I was mad. I was hot because it's like, I already sound like my voice. Now y'all play too damn much. So then Jason dying laughing like, oh, he laughed like, oh, and I'm just like, what's funny? And I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't see what's funny. Like, y'all, I'm so irritated because it's like, I already was having an anxiety attack. I told you I don't like my voice. Now you gonna play some fuck ass shit with me like that, you dumbass man, with your lying ass Michael Jackson plaque in the living room. But I was just so irritated. So he like, oh, I'm just playing. And then he took it off and he was like, here, look how it sound. Like I said, I didn't like it. I sound nervous on the thing. I sound nervous. So he's like, you kind of sound a little nervous. Like, you need to put some anger into it. Like, it's a voicemail. You sound like you reading something. Like, you sound like nervous. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Just not today. Like, my throat is a little raspy. Like, I was just sick the other day or whatever. So then Jason like, dang, you was sick. Let me give me a new water because you drank mine. So I was just like, yeah, I was just sick. So he's like, you don't sound sick. And I'm like, no, I know when I sound sick. Like, other people don't know when I sound sick, but I know when I sound sick. So he's like, it just don't sound like you sound sick to me. I'm like, we be texting. So you really can't tell, but like, my voice is just sick. Like, y'all, so he was just like, you ain't gotta lie to me, baby. And then started laughing. Y'all, and I'm just thinking like, oh, the pot calling the kettle black, because you the damn liar. If I want to lie, I could. Like, you know, so anyway, I'm just sitting there like laughing too, like, So then here go the producer, the guy, whatever. He like, oh, okay, well, you know, just do this, like, you know, like, put on a sexy voice but sound mad. Just put on a sexy mad voice. So I'm like how? Like, what do you mean? So he's like, you know, like, try to moan and do it. Like, start moaning and do it. And I was like, I'm not about to be up in here moaning for y'all. Like, no. So then he goes say, I'm pretty sure bro done heard you moan before. And then he just laughing, like, and I'm just thinking like, no, you have. Why'd you laughing like that? You never heard nothing like that. But I'm just sitting here like, you know, I'm like a little kiki. He's like, yeah, you know what, like, do it like if y'all fucking. He's like, bro, just get behind her and just probably rub on her, you know, like, do what you do and get her up there, like, you know, and then she gonna talk all sexy in the mic. And I was just sitting here like, this ain't that. So I was just like, nah, no. So Jason like, oh, yeah, just moan how you be moaning. Jason, what you talking about? Jason, here you go with your lies again. Here you go with your motherfucking lies again. Chill, because you know you fucking lying. So he like, yeah, just moan like that. So I'm just like, nah, just not today, like maybe next time. So he like, all right, let me go ahead and add the ad-libs on the other song. We'll come back to that track. So old boy's like, man, why you acting like that? Bro gonna blow up and it's gonna be groupies and they gonna be moaning for him. So you might as well moan for the nigga now before the next bitches do. And I was just sitting here like, I don't even who do it for him, because it ain't, no. I'm not doing this. No, I just came to chill with y'all. That's all. Like, you know, I'm just like, So anyway, so he started doing the ad-libs on the song or whatever. And the ad-libs that he's doing, he was doing like ad-libs like another rapper ad-libs. He was doing they same exact ad-libs. So the producer was like, bro, you can't do that. So he was like, can't do what? He's like, them somebody's signature ad-libs. He was like, man, bro, it's no like written down rules. I could do somebody else ad-libs. He was like, but you literally copying they same ad-libs. Like, you copying the same ones, like over, like, do your own thing. I don't know why my face feels so itchy. So he's like, do your own whatever. So he like, man, bro, you tripping today. You tripping today. First you told her to do that. Now you telling me not to do what I do. This is what I always do, bro. Why you doing that in front of her? So he like, bro, just do your own thing. Like, do your own thing. So he in there, he did his own thing, whatever. They played the song back to me. It was a cool little song. So he like, yeah, I'm gonna drop this song whichever Friday, Saturday, whatever the day the performance was. He like, I'm gonna drop this on that day. So I'm like, yeah, it's cool or whatever, it's cool. So he's like, all right, you ready to get up out of here? So I'm like, all right, like, you not doing another song? He like, nah, I'm done for the night. You ready to go? So I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go or whatever. So he's like, all right, cool. So I'm like, all right. So I stand up and we start walking. We walking out. Oh boy, like, all right, see you later, bro. See you later. I'm like, bye. So we walking out. He walking me to my car. And I'm just like, oh, that's so sweet. You know, walk me to my car. So he like, yeah, have you ate yet or whatever? So I'm like, no, I probably grabbed something on the way home. Y'all, I don't know why I'm lying. I literally just ate pizza. But remember I told y'all I lied about doing all this other stuff. So I'm like, no, I'm probably going to grab something on the way home or whatever. So he like, oh, okay, that sounds good. I want something on the way home. What you think we finna get? So I'm like, it really don't matter. He was like, you want Jack in the Box? So I'm like, all right, we could get that, whatever. At this point, I'm thinking like, damn, I already got pizza at home, but I'm gonna just get some mozzarella sticks from Jack in the Box. Then I started thinking about it. Wait, why do I have to fake get food if we're in separate cars, right? So I hop, like, he give me a hug or whatever, and he's like, all right, let's go. So he started walking away because he was at my driver door. I hop in my car and I'm putting on my seatbelt while he climbs in the passenger seat. So I said, Jason, what you doing? I'm like, you want me to drive you to your car or something? So he like, nah, I want you're not gonna give me a ride home? Jason, you drove here. Jason. So I'm like, didn't you drive here when you got off work at 8 o'clock? So he was like, man, oh my God, nah. Yeah, I did drive here. He's like, but my bro had to use the whip or whatever, because my baby mama was tripping because my daughter needed to go to the doctor. And I'm just like, this nigga, it's literally night. Well, I guess she was going to urgent care or maybe the emergency room, who knows. So like, my daughter need to go to the doctor. He's like, so my bro came and picked her up or whatever. I picked up my car to take my baby mama. I'm just thinking like, why is your brother taking your baby mama to the doctor when you could have got up and took your daughter to the doctor, your damn self? But I'm just sitting there like, oh, okay. So he like, yes. Yeah. So I'm like, so did you end up getting off at 8 o'clock? So he like, man, Symone, what you went up to today? Basically, stop asking me so many questions. So I'm just like, oh, nothing, like, I just been chilling or whatever. So he like, you coming to the show? You gonna come to the show? You gonna come to the show? I want you to get on the stage. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. Like, it's gonna be lit. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna come to the show. And I'm like, my sister actually coming out here this weekend too. So she'll get here Thursday. So she'll be here right in time for the show. So he's like, all right, cool, perfect. That's perfect. Yep, y'all could come. It's about to be lit. So anyway, we in the car. I take him by Jack in the Box. I didn't even end up getting nothing for fake because I was like, really got food at home. So he like, you didn't want nothing to eat? So I'm like, nah, they got food at the house, so it's good. I'll just eat some of that. So I ended up like literally just dropping him off. He was like, do you want to kick it? Like, you want to chill for a minute? And I'm like, nah, I'm tired. Like, I gotta go. So I ended up dropping him off or whatever. And then I end up going in the house or whatever. Like, I went home and went in the house. So y'all, so I ended up telling my sister, like, girl, when you come out here, we're going to this show for this boy. So she like, wait, which one is that? I'm just like, girl, shut the fuck up. I'm just kidding. But no. So I ended up telling her. So she come out here, y'all. We looking cute. We found an outfit. Mind y'all, now it's the night of the show. He hitting me like, you coming? You sure you coming through? I'm like, yeah. He like, all right, when you get to the door, say my name. You don't got to pay. He was like, if they give you any trouble, let me know, and I'll have somebody come get you or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So, man, I don't know where the picture is at. I was going through my archive pictures, and I just started going down memory lane. But anyway, I couldn't find the picture of what I had on that night, but I looked cute. So anyway, me and my sister, we drove all the way there. I don't remember if it was in Hollywood or downtown, but it was somewhere or whatever. We drove all the way there. We found a parking spot. It was nowhere to park. It was like, the place that it was at was like in the middle of just like businesses and stuff. We pull up there, and when we got there, we was sitting in the car, we just talking, and next thing you know, I was like, girl, I'm nervous. she was like, why are you nervous? I'm like, I don't know, like I'm just so nervous. And she was like, girl, like, what's your problem? I'm like, okay, let's just sit in the car for a little bit. So she's like, all right, I don't care. Like, I don't mind or whatever. Because she didn't really care or whatever, like, if we went or we didn't go. So we sit in the car, we just talking. And I'm like, all right, let's get out the car. Let's take some pictures. So we get out the car. We taking pictures and stuff like that. Next thing you know, I was like, I can't do it. She was like, you can't do what? I'm like, I can't go in there. She like, girl, let's just go. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we start walking because we parked around the corner. So we walking up. And right when we walking up, we see the bouncer sitting at the door. And I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't do it. So she like, why? I'm like, I don't know why I was getting an anxiety attack, y'all. I just could not go in there. So we end up going back to the car. I'm like, I just can't do it. Like, I don't know. I'm like, it's okay. Like, it's going to end in like an hour anyway. Like, I just can't do it. So she was just like, well, if you don't want to, we don't have to. This point, I'm thinking she's mad at me. I'm thinking like she came all the way out here. She probably like, damn, I give my little sister a chance to be cool and this do some shit. Because y'all, like, that's my sister. That's my blood or whatever. But we don't have the same mom. We have the same dad. So, like, we didn't really grow up. Well, we grew up together. I've seen her a lot of times. But her and my other sister that I have the same mom with, they are the same age. So, they always looked at me as a little girl, like a little kid. But when that's a whole nother story to talk about when she had came out here. And that's when she realized, yeah, Symone really is fun. And we out here and I'm grown now. But, yeah. So, this was like probably her second or third time coming out here just to be with me. Y'all, after that, we was inseparable. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, so I'm just like thinking like, oh my gosh, she's probably mad, probably thinking like, this dumb loser bitch just over here having anxiety attacks, can't go into a damn club. Like, I don't know what happened to me. Like, I go to parties, like I do stuff, I just could not go in there. Like, I was so nervous. So he hitting me up like, what's going on? So I told him like, oh, something happened. Like, I forgot what I lied and said, but I said something happened. Most definitely I did not lie on my car because I believe in the power of the tongue. So I was like, I ain't finna lie and say something happened in my car. But I forgot what I said. But I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna make it up to you. So she's like, girl, I'm not tripping. Like, I'm not tripping. And that's what she used to smoke. So she getting high. So she really is just chill. Like, girl, I'm not tripping. I'm just thinking like, she's mad at me. So I'm like, girl, I'm finna find us something to do. I'm finna find us something to do. And I know she probably was thinking like, why we can't just go in there? But I was just really thinking that. So I ended up hitting up this boy that I went to school with. We just gonna call him Easy. I don't really care to do the most to give him a whole name. So we're gonna give him something that's close as hell to his name. So we just gonna call him Easy or whatever. So I ended up hitting him up. He always used to hit me up and be like, let's kick it. Y'all, mind you, I don't even have this boy number. I had him on Facebook. So I ended up going to Facebook and I hit him up like, oh, what you doing? Like, what you on tonight? So he like, nothing, just chilling at the crib with the homeboy. What you doing? So I'm like, with my sister, just trying to kill time or whatever, just chilling, whatever. So I said kill time because when I told him I couldn't make it to the show, when I told Jason I couldn't make it, he was like, all right, well, afterwards, pull up on me. Like, you and your sister pull up on us. Like, we could go eat or we could go do something. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, you're trying to kill time. But I didn't tell the boy Easy that because, mind y'all, like, we didn't talk or nothing like that. We'd see each other at school, give each other a hug. It'd be like, hey, what's up or whatever. But he'll always hit me up on Facebook trying to kick it. But like when he see me in person, you ever know those people where it's like they be trying to holler at you online, but when you see them in person, they not acting like that. Like, that's how it would be. But I didn't tell him, oh, I'm just trying to kill time with you until the person I really want to hang out with is available. No, I just said, I forgot what I said. Like, I had to pick somebody up from work or something like that. It was something I said to where it's like I would have to leave at a certain time. Like, it's no, I could stay. But I was really gonna go based off the vibe anyway. So he was like, all right, pull up to the crib or whatever. So I was like, do you want to go kick it with this boy? So she like, oh, okay. Like, I don't really care. So I'm like, all right, we're going to kick it with this boy. I'm like, he cool. He real cool. And I'm like, girl, he be smoking all the time at school. So I know he got weed. So she just like, girl, like, okay. I said, okay. So we end up going over there. We pulled up to his house or whatever. So I pulled up and I was like, all right, I'm here. So he's like, all right. So we get out the car. I mean, he come out the house and he's like, all right, y'all come in or whatever, right? So we go inside the house and we in like this little den part. Mind you, he kept saying, like, when I was on my way there and we talking, kind of like I'm with my sis, and he was all like, send a picture. You know how boys like to say that. So I'm like, his friend talking about send a picture. And I'm just like, she looked like me. Like, we look the same. But I'm like, here's a picture. Like, she like, here, send him this one. So he like, oh yeah, my boy gonna like her. Yeah, he just pumping his boy up. He like, my boy is this, my boy that. Like, he making it seem like his homeboy is just the flyest, cutest man in the world. He pumping his boy up, right? We get to the house. His friend ain't none of that. He ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. His friend had on a dingy white tee on, dingy as hell with holes in it with some basketball shorts on. And he was dressed whatever, like, but it was late, so I'm like, whatever. But they was just kicking it. So we end up going in the house and we chilling in a little den area. We just sitting there. We just like, I'm like, hey, whatever. This my sister. So his friend, he just staring at my sister like she a damn hot dog on a stick. Like, he was in love. Like, he was just staring at her. And I'm just thinking like, oh my God. Hopefully she don't think like what this girl got me into, y'all. Because like I said, we was cool, but we just started getting close. Like close to where she not looking at me as her little sister, like a little girl. So it was like, I still was like, we getting to know each other as adults now. Like, it was different. Because when she used to look at me like a little girl, I used to just really, like, you know, it was different. So I'm just thinking like, oh my God, I don't know what this girl's thinking. She probably like, where this girl got me. Like, I really used to just be thinking that whole time she just can't, not caring. She down for whatever, like, I'm down for. She would be cool. Like, wherever I be like, let's go, she down. So anyway, the boy, he's staring at her, whatever. So we just talking. He like, oh, okay. So like, they asking the boy Easy, like, how y'all related? Like, how y'all know each other? So I'm like, oh, this my sister. So oh boy like, oh, okay, like, you from out here? So she like, yeah, I'm from out here, but I live in the Bay or whatever. So he like, oh, okay, what part of the Bay you live in? So she tell him, and then he was like, oh, okay, what high school you went to? So y'all, she was like, why? Like, he was, and she started laughing. Mind you, she was just smoking in the car, so she high. So she was like, why? So he was like, I just want to know what high school you went to. So she like, I went to high school in the Bay Area, so you wouldn't know it. And he was like, you don't know that. So she's like, oh, are you from the Bay? He like, no. She was like, you ever been there? And he's like, no. So she like, so why? Like, why do you want to know what school I went to? And I'm over here dying laughing because I'm just thinking like, why do he want to know? So he like, what school you went to? So she told him or whatever, and he was just like, okay, okay. And he was just like, but it was just so weird. He was just asking her the most dumbest questions, and I'm over here trying to talk to the, like, have a conversation with the boy Easy, because they was, like, he was having a conversation with my sister, and Easy trying to talk to me. So I'm trying to have a conversation with him, but I'm listening to their conversation, I'm just laughing. So Easy was like, you was not paying attention to me, you all in their conversation or whatever. So I'm like, my bad, whatever. So then he was like, you want something to drink? So I'm like, all right, cool. So he's like, let's go in the kitchen. Let's get some drinks. So I told my sister, like, all right, I'm about to go in the kitchen and get something to drink. You want something? So she's like, oh yeah, bring me back whatever, like, whatever she had said. So then I'm like, all right. So the boy that she hanging with, he don't need a name. I was gonna say this boy real name, but he really don't need a name. So he looking at me like go, so I can finish asking this girl what color toes does she have on her prom. Like, you know, he's looking at me like go, so, you know, so he could finish asking her dumbass questions. So we end up going to the kitchen. We walked past the refrigerator, and it was like the house was like a hallway. Like, the kitchen was like this, and then you turn, and it was like a little bench right there. So he was like, sit down. Mind you, it's pitch black right there. He like, sit down. So I'm like, okay. So I sit like at the edge of the bench, and he like, why you sit way over there? Because he was already sitting down. He like, why you sit way over there? And I'm like, because, like, I'm just sitting down. Mind you, it's pitch black right here. Why are we, no, it's not giving that. So he like, okay, you don't want to get closer? Like, you don't want to get close to me? So I'm like, nah, we just chilling. Like, what's up? Like, you wanted to come over here because you felt like I was not, you know, talking. So he like, all right, but just don't be too loud over here. He's like, because my grandma in the room, she sleep or whatever, she really don't know I got company. I'm like, oh, okay, like, well, should we leave? Because at this point, I'm like, I know my sister's probably annoyed with old boy asking her these dumb shit, and I'm like, and you kind of starting to get on my nerves too, because why are we ducked off right here? Even though it was like the kitchen was like right around the little corner part, you could see the light from the kitchen, but it just still was like, this is weird. So I'm like, can you turn the light on? So he was like, I really don't want to turn the light on because, like I said, my grandma's room was right there and she sleep. I just don't want to be too loud. She don't really be tripping, but you know how it is. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So we talking, and he was just like, so, like, you know, I be wanting to talk to you at school, but you be like doing your own little thing. Mind you, at school, I be with my homegirls walking around. Like, he give us all hugs. It don't be that deep. Like, you know, so I'm just like, oh. So he was like, can I get a kiss? So I was like, boy, like, easy, no, it's no. So he like, dang, can I get some head or something? So I was like, oh, no, I'm finna go. Like, at that point, it's no point of us even talking, like, fake talking anymore. Like, I'm ready to go because you're weird. I'm like, nah, I'm finna go. So he like, nah, I was just kidding. He was like, but you want to see? Like, you want to see what a nigga working with? So I'm like, no. And I start to get up, but right when I was getting up, I hear the door open, like, the room door open. And the grandma coming out, she like, easy. And I'm just like, and he was like, sit down. Like, sit down. So I'm just like, and I just sit back down where I was sitting at. So he was like, what, grandma? Like, what do you want? And she was like, I know ain't nobody in my house. And he was like, nah, nobody in your house, nobody in your house. So then she was like, let me come see. So he's like, grandma, you can't see, you blind. You can't even fucking see. Go back in the room. Yo, and I'm sitting here like, what the hell? So while she talked, I'm finna come out there. The moment he said his grandma was blind, I got up and walked through that kitchen. And I went and sat down back by my sister, and I was like, yeah, we finna go. So she's like, oh, you ready to go? So I'm like, yeah. So the old boy, he was like, what's your Instagram? So we hear Easy over there cussing his grandma out. So he like, what's your Instagram? Asking my sister. So she like, what's yours? I'm gonna follow you. So he like, all right. here my Instagram. So he was like, yeah, make sure you follow me though. I'm gonna follow back because I follow. It might not look like it, but I follow back. Y'all, he probably had like 5 followers and was following 5,000 people. What do you mean it don't look like you follow back? Yes it do, you follow everybody. So then she like, okay. So y'all, we was dying laughing, and it's funny because we haven't bring it up in a while, but we used to always bring this up. This boy profile picture was him holding a baby upside down by 1 foot. It was very weird and hello CPS-ish, but it was just like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what is going on with you? Like, what's up with you? So my sister was like, is this your kid you holding upside down? So he was just like, nah, like, you know, like, whatever. So then Easy ended up coming out. He like, where y'all going? Because we standing by the door. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm finna leave. We finna leave. He's like, I was just playing with you. Y'all trying to smoke? Y'all trying to do that? I'm like, nah, we finna go. So we ended up leaving. And I was just like, girl, yeah, that weird ass nigga tried to ask me to get him head and want to show me his thing. And it's like, boy, no. And she was like, oh yeah. She was like, well, I'm not tripping. She was like, I wasn't tripping being there. She was like, but yeah, his homeboy was annoying. So now I'm just sitting around. I'm like, dang, what could we do? I'm hitting up 7. He ain't replying. You got to hit him at a certain time. But I'm hitting up 7. He ain't replying. So then next thing you know, Jason ended up hitting me like, where you at? So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, Jason hit me. So let's go over there or whatever. So we ended up pulling up to Jason's house or whatever. So he outside, we outside, it's me, him, and his cousin and my sister. So we outside, we talking and all this other stuff. His cousin plays too fucking much. They had a big ass dog. This motherfucker brung this big ass fucking 6'9" pit bull outside and was letting out. This dog is vicious as hell. And they laughing. They like, he not vicious. He cool. So we like, bro, he's literally growling at us. Like he's vicious as hell. Mind you, it's late night. They just laughing, thinking it's so funny. So next thing you know, here again, I don't know what it was. If it was grandma kick people. Let me just finish. So here again, so Jason was like, you trying to go inside the house? So I'm like, which house you trying to go inside? Which house you trying to go inside? So he's like, stop being funny, like stop playing. So he's like, let's go in the house. So he's like, hold on real quick. So I'm like, all right. So I'm sitting outside with my sister or whatever. I'm sitting outside talking to her. And his cousin, he funny, but like I said, he plays too much. So we outside, we talking to them. My sister vibing with him though. She laughs. So I'm like, all right, she cool. So I'm like, y'all trying to go in the house too? So he was like, nah, we gonna come in there in a minute. So we end up going in the house, y'all. It's pitch black up in there, and we sitting on the couch in the living room. We just sit on the couch talking or whatever, right? We talking. Next thing you know, this nigga falls asleep. He falls asleep. So now I'm just up in there on my phone, but he fell asleep like with his head on me. So I'm just like on my phone, like, oh my God, this nigga is asleep. But I knew, so I'm texting my sister like, you good? She like, yeah, I'm good. He cool. Like she texted me back, but I'm just thinking like, you know, she having a good time. So just cause he sleep, I ain't gonna ruin her time, so I'm gonna let her have fun. So why eventually they end up coming in the house, right? They come in the house, that big ass dog start barking, roof, 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 barking. So they like, man, shut the fuck up, dog. Like, you know, they talking to the dog. Well, the cousin talking to the dog or whatever, cussing it out. So then next thing you know, they grandma woke up. She woke up. Y'all, when I tell you, she was like, who, like, get the dog, why is he barking? Like, why is he barking? So she starts to walk in there. Why does nigga Jason wake up quick and he set on me? Mind you, at this point, me, my sister, we all sitting on the couch, and my sister and me is sitting in the middle of the couch, sitting next to each other. Jason was on this end of the couch, his cousin was on this end of the couch, so he like leaned over here, the cousin like leaned over here, like they trying to cover us. So she was like, so we sitting there and they was like, sit still, like telling us like be still. So I'm just over here like, what the fuck? I know she probably gonna be like, Symone, don't ever pick the niggas, cause your niggas getting us snuck in the places we gonna have to get kicked out of. But no, I was just really thinking that. So the grandma, she ended up coming in there. She was just like, yeah, shut the dog up. And they like, I don't know why he barking, like whatever. So she's like, all right. So she ended up going back to sleep. So I'm just like, yeah, they just start, I don't know why, we all just start dying laughing. We just start laughing. So I'm like, let's go outside. Let's go outside. Cause now I'm not trying to whisper talk to you. And plus when we first came in the house and we was talking, we was whispering talking. And it's kind of hard to have a conversation whisper talking, cause it'd be like, so you did it. And it'd be like, what? And it's like, I'm not trying to whisper talk to you. So we end up going outside. We back in the front yard. We just talking all this stuff, just talking or whatever like that. So he like, yeah. He like, man, I would have went to my crib, but you know how it is. So his cousin like, bro, your crib. And he like, man, shut the fuck up. You already, the spot, you already know. So he like, oh, like he just laughing. I'm just thinking like, The place that got the for rent sign on the corner that you said you lived at. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so anyway, we just talking outside, we just vibing or whatever like that. So they like, yeah, we gotta kick it again. My sister exchanged information with his cousin or whatever, which I'm pretty sure she gonna tell. I'm gonna tell her like, girl, tell some story times about. Yeah, I'm not gonna say his name, but yeah, so she exchanged Instagrams with his cousin. I'm like, all right, we finna leave. We was probably outside there talking with them till like 3 in the morning, outside, just outside talking, and they was like, let's go somewhere and stuff like that. But we didn't end up going, but we did kick it with them again, y'all. And you will see why I say the cousin play too damn much. But anyway, so we ended up leaving and we left back. We went to the house, y'all. Well, they stayed home or whatever, and we ended up going to my house or whatever. So we talking, I'm telling her, I'm like, yeah, you seen that place on the corner? I'm like, girl, yeah, we was up in there one time. He said he lived there. She was like, girl, oh my god, like, that's so funny. She was like, because his cousin was telling me like, yeah, the place is for rent right there, and they was thinking about going half and like moving in over there, but they was like, you know what, it's no point, da 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 da. And I'm just thinking like, this nigga is a liar. Like, you literally brung me inside of a band. It's not a bando because it's not abandoned, but a place that's getting renovated so they could rent it out. You took me in there lying and saying you live there and they didn't have no furniture. It's like, whole time you don't live there. Nobody lives there unless except for the real neighbor. That's why you didn't want me to be loud, because you knew they would have been like, somebody's trespassing, whatever. So I was gonna say trespassing, but anyway, so I was just like, oh my god, he's a liar. So y'all, I was gonna say gutta. Anyway, I already said it. So why the boy with the hanging the baby upside down, he ended up hitting my sister up, and he was like, so you trying to talk to me or what? Mind y'all, DM is not at this time. He's under her picture, hitting her up, trying to holler at her. She just like, what the fuck? Like, we just dying laughing. Y'all, why the boy Easy ended up hitting me up on Facebook, and he was just like, oh, like, my bad, I was drunk. Like, I don't want you to take it no type of way. Like, it wasn't even like that. Like, all this other stuff. Like, boy, you are a weirdo. He just knew I was gonna go to school and tell everybody or whatever, because this when I was in college or whatever. Which I did, and I did tell people, because I was like, he's weird. When I did see him at school again, like, the talking to me really stopped. Like, when I tell y'all, he used to come over there to us and he used to sell stuff, but he used to come over there to us and like talk to us and be like, yeah, this, that, and that, and all this and the third. And like, my friends used to buy stuff from him, like, when it'll just be the last resort. And he used to like talk to us, give us hugs, be laughing at us for a long time. After that day, when I tell you, it'll just be like, my friends, they'll be like, oh, there go that nigga Easy. Like, easy. Like, one homegirl, she used to always do that. He'll just be like, what's up? He did not want to talk to us no more. Like, boy, you embarrassed because you try to pull out that thing and thought it was finna get it popping? No. It was not giving that, like, at all. Like, ugh. But anyway, that's the end of this story. I don't even know what this story was called or what was the reason, but y'all, that was the end of this story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's funny because I can't wait to tell y'all the other story about Jason, because him and his cousin, man, and why him and his cousin was connected. Okay, it's just a small world, y'all. But anyway, that's oh, that rain is scaring me. But that's it for this video, because it's 7:31 and I'm about to go to Taco Tuesday at 8:30. So I'm about to get ready to go. Well, I'm already ready, so I'm just about to chill and probably start editing this video. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be this week, because I feel like last week I was slacking, but that's neither here nor there. All right, I gotta pre-record anyway, which you know what that means when I gotta pre-record. But anyway, all right, I'll talk to y'all later.